Right guys, I just remembered something from the last video I've just done. Just wanted to mention, actually I'm not sure why I wanted to mention it. Well yeah, I mean flipping it. Anyway, thing is, just wanted to mention that it's my birthday tomorrow, and I'm going to be 50 years of age, the big 50. To be perfectly honest with you, I have no idea what I'm going to do for tomorrow. Probably not a lot. I haven't got a great deal of money. I've got a little bit of money, but I don't necessarily. I mean, you know, I bought loads of stuff just recently anyway for myself, one way or another, clothes and other things, bits and bobs and what have you. So it's not necessarily a matter of buying myself a present or anything like that. And it's not necessarily about going out and doing something. Then again, something's just popped into my head. Maybe I could go to the pictures, treat myself to going to the cinema, see what's on, and maybe do something like that, possibly. And then maybe treat myself to a Pizza Express pizza. Maybe go to a Pizza Express and get myself a pizza and what have you. That's about as much as I can think of doing, really. There won't be much more than just that. But yeah, I guess kind of like a part of me, it's kind of, I mean, I don't normally bother with birthdays. I don't generally, and this isn't just like, oh, I'm not getting that little violin out and all that. I just don't. I'm just not used to it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, for most of my life, like I say, I spent 20 years on the streets. So when a birthday came along, you know, didn't really do anything. Do you know what I mean? It was just another day. Sometimes it's quite possible, although I must admit I can't specifically remember this, whether I even forgot when it was my birthday. It's quite possible that happened. I know that sounds weird, I can't remember that I forgot. But, I mean, you know, knowing what I was like sometimes and how sometimes, you know, I got quite unwell out there at times. I did. There's no two ways about it, and I'm talking mentally as well as physically as well, but more on the mental health side of things. And that's mostly because I wouldn't eat most of the time, and I would be drinking constantly almost. Well, say constantly, obviously funds allowing, but you know, in some ways I'm kind of lucky in the sense that, like, you know, once I started getting over the what's the name of begging, and believe me, that's not a nice or an easy thing to do. You know. Anyway, again, I don't want to start turning this into a what's in, but the point is that, you know, when I was homeless, I was drinking a heck of a lot constantly, and so memory and so forth. So it's quite possible that I did even neglect even realising it was my birthday a lot of the time. So that said, because of those sort of reasons, that birthdays for me generally are just like any other day. They don't get celebrated in any significant or big way. They did for a little while when I first moved into my flat here and what have you, and I was with my girlfriend at the time, so then they became a little bit more significant. But generally speaking, I must admit, birthdays to me, you know, they don't mean very much to me, to be quite honest. That sounds really sad, but that's just what I'm used to. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, they're just another day. But then, of course, there's another part of me. It's kind of like, well, I've had a little taste of what I was going to say normal people do. I mean, you know, I don't. Sorry, I'm always second guessing myself a lot of the time, and I'm always conscious of what I say, particularly the fact that I'm putting this out into a public arena. So a lot of the time why I might be hesitating or appear to be thinking a lot is because you know, I'll say something and I'll suddenly think to myself, God, that sounded like this, and that sounded really whatever, and then I'm kind of like, oh God, you're probably right, so like constantly trying to second guess myself and say, oh, does that sound right? Does this sound right? Blah 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 blah, blah whatever. Um, the thing is that, like, you know, for me, like I said, that in terms of the birthday thing, it's not uh, a big deal in that sense. But like I said, there is another part of me that's kind of like, but now I've had a bit of a taste of it, and what it could be like. I guess there's a part of me thinking, or there's a part of me sort of like, oh, it's kind of a bit sad that I can't, I don't know, celebrate it with other people necessarily. But you know, the thing is that, yeah, you know, at the end of the day, it'd be nice, but I don't know. The other side of it is that tomorrow, at least, I get to do kind of like whatever I want to do, and I can spend it the way I want to spend it, and not necessarily have to. You see, the thing is, I know it's kind of like, this sounds horrendous in a lot of ways. It sounds like, you know, when I'm, called blimey, when I'm thinking about this and I'm thinking to myself, flipping it, do you know, at the end of the day, it sounds like I'm being really, really callous, really. That's the trouble, you see. When you spend a lot of time on your own, when you isolate, when you don't interact with other people so much, that kind of tends to start to happen. You start becoming quite insular, quite introspective, and you become very self-centered, because, you know, ultimately I'm talking to a flipping inanimate object right in front of me. Now, okay, there's going to be other human beings at some point watching this, I guess, but ultimately I'm talking to a machine in front of me, and it's not responding back to me, it's not having a conversation with me. You know, I'm having a conversation essentially with myself. I guess what I'm skirting around, the issue, if you like, what I'm skirting around is loneliness at the end of the day. Because the thing is, you know, as much as kind of enjoy my own independence, my own sense of like, I can do whatever I want, da 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 da, you know, obviously within reason, obviously. But you know, I can basically do my own thing, blah blah blah, this, that and the other. Ultimately, we're social creatures, social animals ultimately, and we crave the companionship and the interaction of other human beings. And I guess, you know, that's kind of what, for me at the moment, this is, I guess that's kind of, and maybe the fact that it's my birthday tomorrow and I've got no one to share it with, I guess ultimately that's what it is, you know. My cat's just come in. I mean, I've got my cat at least, but again, he's not a great conversationalist. But he's very loving, though. I'll give him that. He is very loving. So at least I've got some company, eh? But yeah. God, I didn't want to turn this as well into some sort of doom and gloom, flipping woe is me, you know. Yes, because like becoming very aware of the fact that I am falling into that self-pity thing a little bit here. I can sense I'm kind of like going, oh God, it's terrible. I'm feeling really old, whatever, and I don't want to be doing that. But I just wanted to, well, you know, at the end of the day, the thing is that I do like doing these little videos. I do like doing these videos. I like waffling on, and I guess, like I said, see, it goes back to that same thing I've just been talking about: loneliness, because I have no one else to talk to right now, apart from a camera, and so therefore, this is my opportunity to be able to just waffle on about whatever. But in the back of my head, I'm also aware of the fact that I have a bit of an audience out there. I mean, like I say, I know it's no great shakes. I mean, it's 23 people. Wow. Sorry, no, you see now, you see again, straight away as soon as I've said that, I'm thinking like, all my subscribers are going to be sitting there going like, how dare, what, I'm just nothing, what? Oh dear, sorry. The thing is that, obviously I don't mean in the sense that I'm not intending to insult or demean my subscribers in any way, shape or form. I'm just thinking in terms of the grand scheme of things of like, some people on YouTube have thousands of subscribers or whatever. But the point is, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, is that, I'm aware of the fact that there are people that watch my channel. I don't know how regularly, like I said. Some people I know do watch very regularly and comment very regularly. But, like I say, the thing is that for me, and some people enjoy this format and enjoy what I'm doing here. And that's great, do you know what I mean? But also, I'm, well, I was going to say I'm a bit like Adam LaRue, but I'm not in that sense. Only in the sense that, like him, I also like to do much more adventurous things and go out and about and do things, and I love doing new stuff. I like trying things that I've never done before and stuff like that. Sometimes it can be really scary, but I still like doing that. I like to challenge myself at times, I really do. I mean, not every single day, do you know what I mean? Routine sometimes is quite a nice thing to have as well, and and to do mundane things. I think it's about that balance, you know what I mean? But I like to do new stuff. I like to do different things. I want to push myself. I want to experiment. That's what I always do. I love experimenting with my art, with this. I want to do different things. At the moment, I feel like I'm in a bit of a rut and I'm stuck with just doing the same kind of things over and over again. And I want to be able to do something else. I don't know. It feels like my creativity's gone right flat at the moment, and I can't. I don't know. I do feel a bit like, I don't know, flat kind of thing, just flat and not really energised and inspired at the moment necessarily. But that's not necessarily a bad thing either. I'm not saying it's just that, sometimes it's this, he's going to start, if the camera wobbles, my cat's rubbing himself against the thing again. Oh god. Sport. Oh. Anyway, sorry. So I've completely lost what I was saying now. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah. So I'm not trying to. I don't know what I'm saying. I haven't got a clue. I got my scary hand over there, and I was thinking maybe doing a little scary hand thing. So I might do that in a minute or two. I don't know. But let's say, oh yeah, that's the point though. The battery on my camera, I noticed, is starting to, it's well, I think it's just slightly past the halfway point, so I might need to charge it up at some point. Yeah, so anyway, like I said, I really enjoy doing this, but I want to do something also much more rewarding and fulfilling and whatever. So I'm starting to dry up now actually, so maybe that's a good thing. I can hear sighs of relief as people, oh thank God for that, he's shutting up. Now you see, I have to have a little fun at myself, because I'm a big believer in not taking oneself too seriously either. Because like I say, it's very easy, especially for me, to get caught up in all that melancholy and all that negativity and stuff, and start doing the woe is me thing, and do you know what I mean? So I have to be very mindful of that. So a little bit of what's the name about myself, you know, it helps me to ground myself again and say, hang on, flipping heck, come on, back it up a bit. Right, okay, right, I'm going to shut up, definitely, because these videos are going to take, I don't know, a million years to upload. Right, thanks for watching. I will definitely be doing some more videos of something a little bit, hopefully much more interesting. So I will definitely catch you guys later. And please subscribe, like I say. I'm going to start saying that a bit more often now, actually, because it'd be nice to get some more subscribers. You know, I don't know what's going to happen, where this is going to take us. This is a journey that we're all on, I guess. And yeah, so, and like I said, also please put in some suggestions. Please suggest things that I could perhaps film or whatever, and I will try my best to do that. Okay, see you guys later. Thank you very much for watching. Cheers, bye for now.